Okay, let's dive right in. We are witnessing something truly monumental happening right now inside India's military. And I don't just mean new planes or a few policy tweaks. We're talking about a genuine, once-in-a-century transformation that is completely rewriting the rulebook for modern warfare in the region.
From the highest mountain peaks to the vast Indian Ocean, the focus is shifting, moving away from just hardware and towards a new doctrine built on tech, integration, and total information dominance. And you'll want to stay with us, because I'm going to reveal some shocking details about a high-tech, solar-powered spy network that was just busted on Indian soil. Now let's get back to it.
So what does this revolution actually look like on the ground? Well, it's really built on three huge pillars, which we're going to break down. First, there's a massive new fighter jet deal that's going to define India's air power for decades. Second, a complete top-to-bottom overhaul of the entire military command. And third, a futuristic defense network designed to fight and win the silent, invisible wars of the future. The whole strategy here is to forge an unhackable shield and an unstoppable sword. And the most visible part of that sword, the very tip of the spear, is of course air power. So let's start there. India's Ministry of Defense is putting the final touches on one of the biggest defense deals on the entire planet, the 114 Multi-Role Fighter Aircraft, or MRFA contract. But along with all the excitement, a huge controversy has been bubbling up in the media, and it all comes down to two little words: source code.
First, let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale of this thing. The estimated value is a mind-boggling 3.25 lakh crore rupees. This isn't just buying planes, it's a massive strategic investment that will shape the Indian Air Force for the next half-century. Believe me, the entire world's defense industry is watching this one very, very closely.
Okay, so here's the issue you've probably heard about. The argument goes something like this. Dassault, the French company that makes the Rafale, won't share the jet's source code, and this supposedly cripples India's ability to actually use the jet to its full potential. But is that really the whole story? Let's clear the air on this.
So to really get this, you need to understand what source code actually is. It's the master brain of the fighter. It controls literally everything: the radar, the electronic warfare systems, you name it. And here's the absolute kicker. No country, not France, not America, not Russia, ever shares its source code. Even our oldest defense partner, Russia, never shared the code for the Su-30 fleet. It's the crown jewel of their technology, and it's just not for sale, period.
But this is where the real story is. While India doesn't get the source code, it gets something that, for its needs, is arguably way more important: the Interface Control Document, or ICD. Now think of the source code as a locked-up brain. The ICD is the set of keys that lets our own scientists and engineers plug our own systems directly into that brain. It's the special handshake that lets us integrate our own world-class missiles, like the Astra and Rudram, onto the jet whenever we want, without asking France for permission. This is the key to real strategic autonomy.
And check out how the deal is structured. It's pretty smart. To handle urgent needs, 18 jets will be flown in, ready to go directly from France. But here's the game changer. The other 96 jets will be built right here in India, under the Make in India program, with more than a quarter of the content being indigenous. That ICD ensures we have 100% control over our own weapons, creating a truly Indianized fighting machine.
Now, having the world's best fighter jet is one thing, but how you command it, how you use it, that's what really wins wars. And that brings us to the second pillar of this whole revolution: shifting from the steel of the force to the mind that controls it.
For decades, this is what the Indian military command has looked like. You're looking at 17 separate commands, each belonging to just one service: Army, Navy, or Air Force. Now, in peacetime that's fine, but in a real shooting war, it's a recipe for a coordination nightmare, where different services could end up fighting their own separate battles instead of one unified campaign.
Well, that is all about to change. The Chief of Defense Staff has confirmed that a total consensus has been reached on a radical new plan, known internally as Operation Tiranga. And this isn't some minor shuffle. We are talking about the complete restructuring of the armed forces for how wars will be fought in the 21st century.
And here's the new blueprint. Those 17 old commands, they're being melted down and reforged into three powerful, integrated theater commands. You've got the Northern Theater in Lucknow, focused only on the China front, the Western Theater out of Jaipur, dedicated to the Pakistan border, and a Maritime Theater Command, responsible for the entire Indian Ocean. One theater, one front. Simple, powerful, and deadly effective.
So the big goal here is to achieve what military planners call jointness. Instead of an Army general and an Air Force commander trying to coordinate on the phone in the middle of a battle, one single theater commander will control all assets in that region. If a target pops up, that one commander can instantly decide, do we hit it with an Army missile, or do we send in an Air Force jet? It means faster decisions, less confusion, and a much more lethal fighting force.
Okay, so while we prepare our jets and our commanders for the wars of tomorrow, there's a very different kind of war, a silent, invisible one that's already being fought today, right now.
And that's the real challenge, isn't it? The modern battlefield isn't just about tanks and soldiers anymore. It's about data, surveillance, and cyber warfare. And our adversaries are getting disturbingly clever, using simple, off-the-shelf technology for very dark purposes.
This isn't some hypothetical threat. Just recently, Delhi police and military intelligence busted a huge ISI espionage ring. And get this, their main weapon was 9 solar-powered CCTV cameras they'd hidden near sensitive military bases in Pathankot and Bikaner. Because they were solar-powered, they could run forever without anyone noticing. These cameras were live streaming our troop movements straight to handlers in Pakistan, who were then using that intel to plan attacks. This is the chilling reality of the invisible war.
This quote really captures India's response perfectly. We're not just playing defense, we are building a futuristic shield that makes this kind of spying totally obsolete. The answer isn't more fences or guards, it's better physics.
Welcome to the National Quantum Mission. This is a massive national effort to build a communications network that is, for all practical purposes, completely unhackable. It uses the weird laws of quantum physics. Essentially, if a spy even tries to look at the data being sent, the very act of observing it changes the data and instantly alerts both the sender and the receiver. It's like a letter that self-destructs if anyone but the intended recipient tries to read it.
And this isn't just a science fiction dream. Indian scientists have already successfully demonstrated a quantum communication link over a distance of 1,000 kilometers. Now that is a huge deal. It puts India right up there with the world leaders in this tech. The goal is to create a 2,000-kilometer secure backbone by 2028, protecting our most vital military secrets behind this unhackable quantum shield. So, let's pull all these threads together. We've looked at the hardware, with the fighter jets, the new command structure with Operation Taranga, and the cyber defense with the quantum mission. What does it all add up to? Here's the bottom line. India's defense strategy has fundamentally evolved. We've moved past simply being one of the world's biggest arms importers. The new focus is on building a complete, self-reliant, and fully integrated warfighting ecosystem. It combines the best foreign tech with our own homegrown innovation, all of it commanded by a modern, unified structure built for speed. And that leaves us with a really critical question for the future, one to really think about. As we look ahead, what's truly going to define a military superpower? Is it just the raw number of jets and tanks you have? Or is it mastering these game-changing technologies, like quantum AI? We really want to know what you think. Was getting the interface control document the right strategic move, or should India have held out for the source code? And what about the new theater commands? Is this the game-changing reform the military needed? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And of course, if you want to stay on top of these crucial developments, make sure you subscribe for all the latest updates.